Hello everybody, Robert Sean Kennedy here, just continuing our online orientation. Today we're going to be dealing with, in this segment we're just going to be dealing with the syllabus questions. So make sure you jot these questions down and record the responses as we go through them. If you haven't located the syllabus yet, it's located right here. So go ahead and click syllabus. If you have the syllabus printed out already, which you should. If you haven't printed it out, do print this out. You want it handy so it's always somewhere very convenient for you. First thing we want to go over is dealing with question A. What is the instructor's contact information and what is his name? Well, we've already gone over my name before. It's Robert Sean Kennedy. So you can call me any combination of those names when you either call me or email me through Blackboard. And then my contact information. The contact information is Blackboard email, and I'll show you how to use that in just a second. That is the initial place where you want to contact me. You can certainly we can certainly talk on the phone, but initially you want to contact me through Blackboard email. For this reason, I'm not in my office that often, and when I am, I'm usually with people. So I have office hours from noon to 2:30 p.m. and Friday 10 to 11:20, where I meet with students and other colleagues at this campus. So if you call me outside of those office hours, or if you call me during my office hours and I'm with somebody, then it's going to be an impediment for me to get back to you. So sometimes students will call me, and usually they don't leave a voice message. They'll call and then they'll say, hey, I've been trying to call you for the last few days, but nobody answers. Well, that's because I'm not in my office, and there was no message left. So, and if a student does leave a message, they call me on a Thursday evening or a Monday morning or a Saturday night or something of that effect, I don't get the message until I'm back in my office, which again, relative to the rest of the week, is not that much. I teach quite a few courses, so I'm out on the road quite a bit. So the best way to initiate a conversation with me is to email me, right? And usually I could address your whatever issue or question you have through email. Speaking of email, I generally get back to my students within a few hours. 2, 3, maybe 5, 6 hours. If I happen to not get back to you within 24 hours, email me back, especially for this course. You don't have a day. You only have 6 weeks. Right? So if I don't get back to you, a couple of things might have happened. One, the technology failed and your email didn't get through. Or I got quite a few emails that day, 20, 30 emails. That's not uncommon for me. And I might even saw your email, I read it, and something came up and I just wasn't able to get back to you. So it's your course, it's your education, it's your success, and I am here to make sure you succeed. So just resend the email. Just click forward and send it back to me. Now, if you've not, and just explain, hey, I've been trying to email you, and I'll get back to you, right? So yeah, it's my point to get back to get back to students quickly as possible. I pride myself on that, actually. So. Within 24 hours, if I don't get back to you, again, email me back. Now, to email me, if you've never used email, let's take a second to take a look at how to email people through Blackboard. It's the same, but only different, right? So, go to Contact, right, Blackboard email tool, click that. And the only place where it's different, you go to Create Message, and I'll show you where that is. And just click Create Message. This is the only place where it's different than regular email. You click to, and you find me. It's all in alphabetical order. My last name is Kennedy, so you go down, and for your convenience, in parentheses, instructor. Then you click one of this arrow here on the top, and that puts the name in there, as you can see right there. And then from here, it's like a normal email, right? You say, hi, help me, or whatever the case may be. Put a subject in there. What are we supposed to read? Whatever the case may be. And I'm just giving a general kind of question with an exclamation point. Be, though, as specific as you possibly can in your emails. Use specific dates, use specific chapters when you're emailing me with your questions or concerns, whatever the case may be. And then you just click submit, right? You click submit, and away it goes. Boom, and there it is. I have an email. Hey, there I am. All right, and it works just the same on that manner. Now, please email me through Blackboard only. I do have an email through South Texas College. The problem with that, one, is we have a very sensitive firewall. And for some reason, when I get emails from students, many of them go to my trash file. For some reason. I don't know why. Just that we have a very sensitive firewall to prevent viruses. And so if I'm not checking, because of that, I do check my trash file on a regular basis, but if I happen not to, I won't get back to you. And the other reason why you want to email me through Blackboard is I have a lot of courses I teach, and a lot of online courses I teach. And so if you're emailing me from the course, I know where you're coming from, and if you happen to be vague, I don't recommend being vague in your email, but if you happen to be vague, since you're emailing me from this class, I can sometimes figure out what you're asking about or what you're bringing up, right? If you're being vague in my email account, like, what am I supposed to read? And believe me, I get emails like this all the time, right? I don't know what class you're coming from. I don't know who you are, really, especially for an online course. But if you happen to email me a question like this, what am I supposed to read? Again, don't be vague. But sometimes people are vague in their emails. I know where you're coming from, and I can figure out the schedule based on when you emailed me, and be a little more helpful that way. And again, that's what I'm here for: is try to be helpful and to make sure you succeed in this course. Given especially that it's only 6 weeks. All right, well, that was a very long-winded version of what is the instructor's contact information and what is his name. But that's all that there is there. So let's go back to the syllabus. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. What is the policy regarding plagiarism? If you plagiarize, and all sorts of students do this, good students, bad students, mediocre students, if you do this, I will find out that you plagiarize. It's very easy to detect, and you'll get an automatic F for the semester. So just don't do it, right? I don't suspect anybody of ever doing it, but again, there's usually 2 or 3 people per class that do it, and there's usually 2 or 3 people that get an automatic F. And it doesn't matter when. You could be an A student all through the semester, and you plagiarize on the final, and you get an F for the semester. So just don't do it. It's very prevalent, cheating, and it just doesn't work in an institution of higher learning. It's intolerable. So that's it. If you ever have any questions about cheating, just read this, and there it is, right? Okay, what's the next question? Do I need a textbook for this course? That's a good question. No, you don't. All the reading is located right here in this link, right? So you click here. I'm in edit form, so that won't pop up for you. So just click the blue link, and from there, everything else will open on up. And hopefully it's linked correctly, and there it is. Boom, boom, boom. There's your online textbook, free of charge, right? So if you're going to post anything about me on rateyourprofessor.com, be sure to mention you don't have to buy a book for this class. All right, so there's the book, all right, with the dates and everything about when everything, where you should be in any given time. So let's take this opportunity to show you how to use the textbook. So there are 4 units, units 6 through 9, units. So Unit 6, Unit 7, Unit 8, and then Unit 9 with their respective chapters. So let's show you. Let me just show you real quick because there's a few things to keep in mind when you open these things up. So Chapter 13 is where we'll begin. Each chapter in this course will be generally formatted the same. The required reading for the course comes in lessons and articles. So there they all. We'll open up these in just a second. But below, most important, are the study guides. Use the study guides. Absolutely use the study guides. Students that succeed, use the study guides. Students that don't succeed, don't use the study guides. There's an absolute correlation. And the reason is, it's a lot of information that you have to go over. And if you just simply look at it and vaguely and kind of gingerly read it, it's not going to stick. You won't even become familiar with it. And that's really all I expect, is you become familiar with the information. So my suggestion is to handwrite the objectives and to handwrite the identifications out. It will take you, between the two, I guarantee you, no more than 2 minutes. If you take the time to handwrite this and you take the time to handwrite this, it will take you no more than 2 minutes. So handwrite those out, and then as you go through the lessons and as you go through the articles, you take notes. Now, real quick, how to go through the lessons. You click the link, it opens on up, and you click Start Lesson. It comes in, now each lesson has different modules. So you'll notice there's presidential reconstruction, the black codes, and congressional reconstruction. So when you're done with presidential reconstruction, you want to hit black codes. When you're done with black codes, you want to hit congressional reconstruction, right? So starting with presidential reconstruction, you push play.
The last shot of the Civil War had been fired, and the full devastation began to come into view.
Right, and you listen to it. And then after that, you hit text, and you read the text. Now for text, you can go through all these windows. For this one, there's 8 little windows with about a paragraph apiece. Or you can get right here, it's kind of obscured, but it's right there. You can get the printable version all at once, and it will open up for you right there, right? And you could read all of those little windows all in one shot. I suggest doing that. And what I do suggest doing is read the printable version at first and then go back to the presentation. Read it, the text, the printable version, take notes, and then go back to the presentation. I find that to be a more efficient way of studying the material. And again, when you're done with presidential reconstruction, click black codes and go through the same format. Right? And when you're done with lesson 39, then you go to lesson 40, the end of reconstruction, and that one works the same way. Alright, so open it on up, start lesson, and there you go. Okay, and for the articles, you simply click them and open it on up. Let me know if for some reason it doesn't open up for you. Sometimes you have to use a different browser. There might be something that you need to download in your browser. Or sometimes the links might be mislinked or they're not hyperlinked. So email me and if you ever have problems opening up, they should be all hyperlinked correctly, but sometimes they're not. So if you open it up and it's a different title, or if you go to click on it and it doesn't open up for you, let me know immediately and I will fix that. But sometimes try a different browser on that as well. So you're going to read the articles. These articles are generally 1 page to 4 pages. 4 pages would be the longest one. On average, they're about 2 pages apiece. Again, with these, you want to take notes with these. You want to print it. I suggest printing it out. You want to go to the little print icon wherever that's found. It's different for each browser. I'm using Chrome in this browser, so it'll be different for Mozilla. I actually suggest using Mozilla for most Blackboard. So if you don't have Mozilla, download Mozilla, and that seems to be very Blackboard friendly. So print it out, write on it, take notes. When you come across information that you've never heard of before, highlight it, circle it, write it down actually. Have yourself a dedicated notebook for this class and use that. And so basically this is the textbook. Let me just go back to it. And that's how it works, right? So lessons and articles. Sometimes there will be additional information like a film that you'll have to watch or an audio clip, right? And so you'll have to click that and take notes on that accordingly, right? So that's basically how the online textbook works. The next question for the syllabus quiz, the online orientation questions is, what are the requirements for the course and how much is everything worth? So let's go back to the syllabus. And what are the requirements of the course and how much is everything worth? So scroll on down. Here are the requirements. Oops, I just missed them. Unit quizzes, email question, and final exam. That's it, right? So collectively, the unit quizzes, there's 4 of them. Collectively, that means all 4 unit quizzes, there are, it's collectively 60%, so that's 20% apiece. The email question, I'll explain what all this is in just a second, is 10% of your grade, and the final exam is 30% of your grade. So the unit quizzes, where are those located within Blackboard? Right here. So the first quiz is already available. You click quizzes, and there's quiz 1 for unit, this is regarding unit 6, chapters 13, 14, and 15. Go through the material, take notes, and what it will do, it expires November 2nd. And I use the word expire specifically, right? I use it specifically because once it expires, there's no going back, right? You have to get the stuff in on time. There's no option to procrastinate in an online course. There is no option to procrastinate in a course that's 6 weeks. So if you're not committed and understand the deadlines, by the way, all of the deadlines are right here. Click that and print that out and put that somewhere where you're going to see it, so you keep that in mind. For your convenience, everything expires on a Friday night, right? So if a Friday goes by and you haven't gotten something in, then it's too late, right? This Friday, nothing expires. Next Friday, something expires, November 2nd. So the first quiz expires November 2nd. It's available now, so if you get through this information before November 2nd, which I highly suggest you do, take the quiz beforehand, right? Students that wait till the last minute, generally that's when the internet crashes, so this November 2nd, 10 p.m., I guarantee you, that's when the internet will crash, right? So don't wait until then, because that's when the internet's going to crash. You want to wait. You want to start the stuff a lot sooner than that, right? It's just open until then, so there's plenty of time to get to it. There are 3 attempts possible for each quiz. So if you don't like your score the first time, you can take it again. Now listen up here, though. 2 things to keep in mind for each attempt. 1, it's taken from a test bank, so you will get some of the same questions, but you'll get new questions, right? It's randomly going to select up to about 50 questions. And so you'll get, again, some of the same questions, but you'll get new questions. The score that will be recorded is your average score, not your highest, not your last attempt, your average score. So keep that in mind. It's going to be your average score. So if you take it 3 times and the first time you get a 50, these are just arbitrary numbers I've got listed here, but it's basically demonstrating the math behind average. You have 15, 25, and 50 is your, you try it 3, you don't have to try it 3 times, but if you do try it 3 times, you get a 15, a 25, and then a 50. You add all those numbers up and you get 75, 85, 90. Divide 90 into 3, and your score would be a 30 out of 50. Right? A 30 out of 50. So it will record your average score. My experience with online courses that are only 6 weeks long is there's 2 types of students. Those students that are serious and those students that think, oh, I'm just going to take this U.S. history requirement in 6 weeks and it'll be easy. I can kind of just do it whenever I want. And they're not very serious about it. If those type of students that aren't serious about it and think this is going to be an easy thing, generally are wasting valuable time within their precious life. And so to that end, I want to save those students from wasting precious time within their valuable existence here on the planet Earth. Right? And to that end, how that is going to happen is in order for the next unit to open up, for the next quiz to open up, you must earn a 60% or higher on this quiz. If you don't, the next quiz won't open up, and I won't open it up. All right? So make sure you get the quiz done well before November 2nd. Don't procrastinate, because if you do, that you'll run into trouble. If you read and you take notes, getting a 60% is very easy to do, right? It's a very low benchmark. That's a low D. So don't worry about it if you're a serious student and you're taking notes. Don't even worry about this. If you're not a serious student, and some students are not very serious, right? It's just the way it is. I suggest being a serious student. You're here. You've etched out this time in your life. And you're taking this course because you have goals, you have dreams, and you want them realized, right? Be serious about what you're doing. And again, none of this stuff, this little thing right here that I have highlighted, will matter, right? But it's just there to make sure that everybody's serious about taking this course, and they're not going to put anything off towards the last minute. Because those students that do put things off to the last minute will take this course for 6 weeks and they'll end up failing it. And I'll get about 10, 15 emails wondering what they can do to get an A in this course when they haven't done anything in the course all along, right? So making sure you don't waste your time, just make this is all that is there. So again, for those that are serious about this course and know why they're here and have goals and want to see those goals manifest, don't worry about this. You will earn a 60% or higher on the quiz. It's quite easy to do if you read on a regular basis with a regular schedule that you stick to and you take notes. If you don't take notes and you don't have a regular schedule and you try to read it all at once or you just kind of thumb through the stuff, very hard to succeed. But have a set schedule, you take notes, quite reasonable to succeed. Next question. Oh, wait, we're still on the syllabus. So let's go back to the syllabus. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Here we go. Email question, 10% of your grade. So click that and it'll scroll you down to here. You'll get 1 to 5 emails from me in this semester. And I'll ask you about content in the course. I'll ask you a question. All right. What was Lincoln's 10% plan? What was the act in 1871 that Grant passed? What was who was Mother Jones? what civil liberties were suppressed during World War I. Right? Just some question regarding the reading for that week. You'll have 48 hours to respond to earn credit. And you respond and you get credit, right? You respond accurately and you get credit. The function for this is to make sure that you're consistently connected to the course. I will get emails from students who are struggling with online courses. They're wondering why they're failing the course, and I could check like when students have logged in and when they haven't. And generally, students that are struggling with this course are logging in once a week, once every 2 weeks, and they're wondering why they're failing the course, right? So this, basically what this, if you think about this in a nice light, what this assignment is doing is giving you credit for what you should be doing anyway. Regularly checking into Blackboard and taking notes. All right, so if you're taking notes, regularly checking in, you're basically getting a free 10% of your grade. Right, so that's what that is. So regularly check the Blackboard email in this course and respond to the question within 48 hours. That's 2 days, right, to get credit for that. You might get 1, you might get 5 from me. So at the very least you'll get 1, at the very most you'll get 5. Final exam. It's comprehensive. There'll be 4 essay questions randomly chosen from the objectives. And again, the objectives, let's see if I still have, just to show you what the objectives are, the basis of the essay questions. So this is why it's incredibly important to handwrite these objectives out and take notes, because it's the basis of the final exam. Right? So you'll get 4 of these throughout the semester, right? So there's 4 of them here. So each chapter has a list of objectives, right? And so again, for the final exam, 1 or 4 of those will be written. You should be able to write up to 5 paragraphs per objectives when it comes time to take the final exam. And how you do that is you just take notes on this stuff and try to put this into about 5 paragraphs a piece when you're going through this to prepare for the final exam. All right. You'll have 2 attempts for the final exam, and there will be a 2-hour time limit for that. Oops. In a 2-hour time limit. And that's 20%. Let's see, I think that's 20% of the grade. Let's make sure. 30% of the grade. Okay? So, and keep these things in mind, right? Collectively, 60% of your grade. So each quiz is 20% of your grade. So if you happen to bomb 1 quiz, it's not the end of the world. Just email me and see what you can do differently. And what I'll say is you need to take notes, and very detailed notes, and have a set schedule. That's how you're going to succeed in this course. Email question, very easy, 10% of the grade to earn. So just regularly check into the course at least every 2 days. That's going to be imperative, especially in a course like this. And then the final exam, 30% of the grade. All right, what is the late submission policy for this course? That's the final question. You can't turn anything in late, right? There's no time to turn anything late. If you turn it in late, it's too late. So make sure you understand the due dates. And again, for your convenience, all the expiration dates are listed right here. So print this out and put it somewhere on your refrigerator, on your by your computer, in some sort of folder that you're going to see it all of the time. It's right there for your convenience. Anyway, that's it. The next segment is how do I prepare for quizzes, and how do I take quizzes. So I'll talk to you guys in the next segment.